In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to edit a gradient in Inkscape step by step. Gradients are one of the most powerful tools for creating depth, lighting, and smooth color transitions in your designs, and once you know how to control them properly, your artwork will instantly look more professional. The good news is that editing gradients in Inkscape is actually very simple once you understand how the gradient handles and color stops work. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through selecting a gradient, adjusting the handles, changing the colors of each stop, and even adding new stops to create more complex gradients. By the end of this video, you'll be able to fully customize gradients for any object in your design. And if you find this tutorial helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more simple Inkscape tutorials just like this. Alright, let's jump right into it. First, open your project in Inkscape and select the object that already has a gradient applied to it. This can be a shape, text, or any object you filled with a gradient color. Once the object is selected, press the G key on your keyboard. This activates the gradient tool in Inkscape. As soon as you press G, you'll see a gradient line appear across the object. This line represents how the gradient flows across the shape. At each end of this line, you'll see small handles. These handles control the gradient direction and the colors used in the gradient. If you move these handles around, you'll change how the gradient spreads across the object. You can drag the line to rotate the gradient, stretch it to change how quickly the colors transition, or reposition it to control where the colors appear. This simple step gives you a lot of control over the final look of the gradient. Next, let's look closely at the handles on the gradient line. You'll notice that the ends of the line have small shapes, like squares or circles. These are called gradient stops. Each stop represents a color in the gradient. When you click one of these stops, you are selecting that specific color point. This means any color change you make will apply only to that selected stop. For example, if you click the start of the gradient line, you're selecting the first color in the gradient. If you click the end handle, you're selecting the final color. Being able to select individual stops is the key to editing gradients effectively. You can click back and forth between these stops to quickly control the different colors used in your gradient. Once you've selected a gradient stop, changing its color is very easy. Look at the color palette located at the bottom of the Inkscape interface. This palette contains a range of colors you can apply instantly. With your gradient stop selected, simply click any color in the palette. As soon as you click the color, that specific stop will change to the selected color. The gradient will immediately update inside your object, showing the new color transition. You can repeat this process for the other gradient stops by clicking them and choosing different colors from the palette. This allows you to create smooth color blends, lighting effects, or bold multicolor gradients depending on your design style. It's a very quick and visual way to experiment with color combinations. Now let's take it a step further by adding additional colors to your gradient. Sometimes two colors aren't enough, and you may want a more complex gradient with multiple color transitions. To add a new gradient stop, simply double-click anywhere along the gradient line. As soon as you double-click, a new stop will appear exactly where you clicked. This new stop can now have its own color. Just select the new stop and pick a color from the palette at the bottom of the screen. You can add as many stops as you need to create smooth transitions or layered color effects. You can also drag these stops along the gradient line to control exactly where each color appears. This gives you very precise control over the gradient blending. Before we wrap up, here are a couple quick tips that will help you work faster with gradients in Inkscape. You can drag gradient stops closer together to create sharper color transitions, or spread them apart to create smoother fades. You can also reposition the entire gradient line to change how the gradient flows across the object. Don't be afraid to experiment with multiple stops and different color combinations, because gradients are very flexible. And that's it. That's exactly how to edit gradients in Inkscape. You select the object, press G to activate the gradient tool, click the gradient stops to select them, choose colors from the palette, and double-click the gradient line to add new stops. If this tutorial helped you, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more Inkscape tutorials that make design simple and easy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.